in the 7-hole, playing at third base, while Josh Rivera, the shortstop, and Garrett Martin will be bringing up the rear in the left field, as that is strike 3 from Matthew Garcia. Swing and a miss for out number 1 for Mark Adamiak.
Great start there by Adamiak. Gets the leadoff man on a high fastball. And Adamiak made his first start of the season a couple days ago. That was against the Wareham Gatemen. And in that ball game, he was pretty good over 4 innings. Adamiak hadn't started prior to that start. Had made a couple of relief appearances, but long-term is looking to become a starting pitcher. And looked good then, 96 on his fastball tonight. He's got a very live arm and somebody who I think could definitely develop into a long-term starting pitcher.
Tonight a very special night here at Judy Walton Scarafile Field. It is Tom Souza night, as this one's launched over towards second base. That's going to be picked up by Rose. The throw over to first is in time for out number 2 for a 4-3 putout. Tom Souza was the executive producer of the Cape League TV Game of the Week and the All-Star Games for quite a few years here in the Cape League. Mr. Souza ended up passing away a couple months ago after a long battle with cancer, so we're giving this night in honor of him. At the end of this half inning, actually, we're going to have a little tribute to Mr. Souza, so be sure to stay tuned for that.
His daughter throwing out the first pitch tonight here at McKeon Park, his family in our skybox. And we welcome his family and remember Tom Souza on a very special night here in Hyannis.
Adamiak now with the 0-1, 2 away. That one finds the zone. 0-2 now the count. Mark Adamiak from the University of Arkansas. Pitch comes in, launched down towards first. That's off of Greer. Picked up by Rose, and that will not be in time. An unfortunate play for the Harbor Hawks. That's going to go down as an E3 with a runner on first now. And that was Lyle Miller-Green reaching safely.
Yeah, a little bit of confusion there. After it hits off of Mason Greer, you have Adamiak, who didn't get over to cover initially. And then by the time Caden Rose picked up that ball and got it over, there was nobody really covering first base. But Rose did his job backing up backing up Greer rather. But first base was left uncovered. But if you're Adamiak, you have to have a short memory, bounce back here, and look to get this inning over with quickly.
Not really sure what happened with Greer. He looked a little bit confused over at first. The ball went off of him, then he just stood looking around a little bit. Probably why Adamiak didn't hustle over to get first initially.
I think it hit off his bare hand, and then he didn't know where it went exactly. That can be a tough situation for a first baseman. Not sure if the pitcher's going to cover. Not sure if you should hustle back to the bag. You don't want a collision to happen, of course.
Lots of stuff to be unsure about.
Greer's a solid first baseman. He's got a great glove, though. He's saved multiple runs, being able to pick the ball out of the dirt this year.
Greer and Harris. Now the first base duo. Been doing a good job over at the first base for the Harbor Hawks.
Then Greer also plays a little bit of third, along with tonight's starting third baseman Ryan Romano and Luke Mann, the DH. The infield for the Harbor Hawks, Romano at third, Ball at short, Caden Rose at second, and Mason Greer at first.
Throw down to second on the runner, and he got him in time. Miller-Green caught stealing. A great throw there from Pendleton to end the top half of the first. And instead of going to break, we're actually going to toss it on down to our sideline reporter, Taylor Farmer, who actually caught up with the daughter of Tom Souza before today's game.
Allie, your dad was executive producer of the Cape Cod Baseball League for many years and so special to the baseball community. How much did he enjoy covering this league?
So much. It was a passion project for him, a real labor of love. When he started getting involved with the Cape League, he really brought his entire heart and spirit into it, and he loved being on the fields, and he loved being a part of this league more than anything.
You were able to work with him covering this league. How special was that for you to work alongside your dad?
It was incredibly special. I'm so grateful for the opportunities that the Cape League and my father had given to me here, working with John Garner and PR, and just being behind the scenes at all of the games and working alongside him for the All-Star Games that he was producing the beginning up through, his last game. It was so special. I'm so thankful for all of those incredible experiences.
Now, a special night tonight honoring him. How much does this mean to you and your family?
It's so much. Our entire Souza family is here, which is so wild, and I am just so thankful that the Cape League really loves and appreciates him as much as he loved them.
Well, thank you so much. Here at McKeon Park alongside Ali Souza, I'm Taylor Farmer, Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Thank you very much, Taylor, and a big thank you goes out to Ali Souza, the daughter of Tom Souza, for that awesome interview. And before we come back, we have a little tribute that we made to Tom Souza. A very beautiful tribute to a great man, Tom Souza, on this night in his remembrance, as this first pitch from Clark Elliott is hit over towards first base, picked up by Miller Green for out number 1.
The next batter for the Harbor Hawks, the second baseman from the
Elliott, 1 pitch and 1 out to start this bottom half of the first. Once again, Lincoln Revill alongside Austin DeCouta here from Judy Walden Scarifile Field at McKeon Park. Harbor Hawks taking on the Chatham Anglers, currently scoreless midway through the first. Pitch from Dylan Carmucci. Misses for ball 1 to Caden Rose now.
Rose had a solo homer last night, and he said he didn't even know it was going out. He hit it and he thought he missed another pitch that he should crush, he said. He said it was a good pitch to hit, and he thought he missed it. He had popped up a couple of pitches earlier in the game. He spiked his bat down and then just started running hard to first, and once he got around first, he saw the umpire signal home run, and he was shocked. And we kind of joked about the distance. He said, you know, maybe it went 325 max. I mean, the fence is 318 to left, so gives you an idea of how Caden didn't think he hit that ball too well last night, but he did. Got himself his first Cape League home run.
Well, you don't have to hit it far to hit it out, you know, as long as it goes over that fence. It's a home run, but Rose goes down with a strikeout for out number 2 here in the bottom half of the first. Kyle Ball will now step up to the plate. And Austin, of course, Clark Elliott and Caden Rose have already gone down, but who else do we have in the lineup for the Harbor Hawks tonight?
Yeah, we saw Elliott and Rose. Kyle Ball up now at the plate, the 3-hitter playing short. Luke Mann, the DH, batting cleanup. Dom Johnson, the right fielder, in the 5 spot. Mason Greer, the first baseman, batting 6. Batting 7th is the catcher, Caleb Pendleton. Batting 8, Mitch Hardigan, the left fielder. And batting 9, Ryan Romano, the third baseman.
Kyle Ball now at the plate. Reached base 3 times in 6 appearances to the plate. Ended his night 1 for 4 overall. Got walked twice and had a single along with a ground out and 2 flyouts. Ball hitting 142 on the season. Has knocked in 5 runs. He faces a 2-1 count now from Carmucci. The pitch misses inside for ball 3.
Kyle Ball's been a very patient hitter this season overall. We've seen him change his approach a bit lately, be more aggressive early in counts, but he doesn't swing at balls outside of the zone still.
Some great discipline from Ball as he watches that one go. Ball 4, a 2-out walk for the first base runner of the game for the Harbor Hawks. Now on the mound for the Anglers, once again, that's Dylan Carmucci, originally from Mississippi State, just won the College World Series along with Mississippi State. On the season, he's 1-0 out of 2 appearances, has a 3.60 ERA, and in 5 full innings pitched, he has allowed 7 hits, 2 runs on those hits, both were earned, and he struck out 7. As this one is flied out towards left field. That's going to be Martin coming over and making the grab for out number 3. That will end the top of, actually that ends the first inning as Mann goes down with an F7. We'll be back. Second inning coming up on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Back for inning number 2. We are scoreless here from McKeon Park. Harbor Hawks taking on the Chatham Anglers. Lincoln Revill alongside Austin DeCouta here, as will be the DJs, so to speak, for tonight's game. Or MCs, I guess you could say, more like. Maxwell Romero now at the plate. He was at the plate whenever Lyle Miller-Green ended up being thrown out at second.
That was a terrific throw by Caleb Pendleton, and that's what Mark Adamiak does so well on the mound. And we've seen some of the Harbor Hawks pitchers struggle to hold runners on, but Adamiak is quick to home with runners on, and a great pop by Pendleton, and he had him by a good 10 feet.
At 1-0, misses up high. Count now moves to 2 balls and no strikes to Romero. Romero from Vandy, batting .242 on the season. The Vanderbilt Commodore. This count moves to 3 balls and no strikes. Meanwhile, Mark Adamiak, once again from Arkansas, with a 5.79 ERA in 6 games. He started 1, so that'll be his second start of the season. And in 9.1 innings, he's allowed 10 hits, 7 runs, of which 6 were earned. He's walked 5 and has fanned 9 this season. So he allows a 4-pitch walk to Max Romero to start off this second inning. And with nobody out, there's now a runner on first for the Anglers.
It's important to bounce back here for Adamiak. Leadoff walks are never good, but if he can come back here, the double play is in order.
Matthew Hogan now at the plate. Hogan's going to be in right field for the Anglers tonight on this warm day from Barnstable, Massachusetts. 79 degrees, a very sunny 79, with wind out of the north-northeast at 3 miles an hour. Virtually a very still day.
Watch the runner Romero at first. I don't think he's the fastest runner, but he seemed to have got a little bit of a surprisingly big jump, considering Adamiak holds runners on well. He does not have a stolen base this season, but he had a decent lead earlier.
Adamiak with the pitch. A high fly ball. That's shot straight up in the air into shallow center field. That's going to be Kyle Ball coming under it for the grab and out number 1.
Big out number 1. That runner stays at first base. That's the key there when recording the first out, is keeping that guy at first. Once he gets into scoring position, too many bad things can happen. You know, pass balls, wild pitches, a bloop single. So you keep him at first, you can breathe just a bit.
And Austin, it's like you said, it's after a walk, such as a 4-pitch walk like to Romero, it's how the pitcher bounces back. And I have to say, I think Adamiak bounced back in just about the perfect way there, getting a nice, quick first out.
That's what you need.
Adamiak, the right-hander. With the first pitch, swing and a miss there to David Mendham. Or Mendham, I should say. Mendham attends the University of South Carolina. He's batting .142 on the season. He has 1 RBI. The 0-1 finds the zone. Very quick 0-2 count now from Adamiak with 1 away. Again, the Harbor Hawks coming off of 3 straight games against the Bourne Braves, along with a game against the Harwich Mariners last night, in which every game, it seems that the Harbor Hawks have really been improving on both sides of the playing field, on defense and offense alike.
Defense and offense, the pitching struggled a bit yesterday. 15 runs coming across. I don't think you're going to win many ball games allowing 15 runs. And then on Wednesday against Bourne, you did allow 8. So the pitching still needs to get going a bit here. But offensively, you're looking okay. Yesterday, there were 3 errors by Hyannis, but the bats were a plus, and that's a big plus to see the bats now. Just everything else has to get going.
Yeah, and you have to add with how many hits there were last night, Only 3 errors. That's still kind of impressive. You know, I think there were over 30 hits combined last night. Count now at 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 away. Runner on first, that's Romano. Memoriam sporting a interesting bat, blue barrel with a gray handle. Nice little, it's a little lighter than a charcoal gray. The 2-2, lofted up high over into foul territory near the third base line. That's going to be Romano. Can't get to it. The wind up high affecting the ball's trajectory as that one falls just to his left.
That'll be an error on Romano. Trying to camp under that one. I don't think there was too much wind. I think he just lost it because the flag is still. And you mentioned how there wasn't much wind in the forecast tonight. I think he just kind of lost that one a bit in the sun. It didn't move. I saw it go straight up, but sometimes it's a third baseman. You're worried about not running into you're worried about running into the third base coach, worried about the dugout, and you lose track of where the ball is in the sky trying to think about all of that.
I will say the sun being out here is still kind of an unfamiliar sight. It's only been, what, the 3rd or 4th game where it's been sunny at first pitch? Most of the time it's either overcast or it might be raining a little bit. Count to Memoriam now at full. Adamiak from the stretch has his glove up near his neck. With 1 away, the payoff comes in. Misses, ball 4. Runners now to first and second for the Anglers with 1 away.
Yeah, it's tough when you're missing like Adamiak is with the fastball. Sometimes you might not have a good feel for your off-speed stuff early on, but the fastball is his power pitch. He can reach 96 on it. He's struggling to locate it a bit here. We'll see if he can bounce back.
The next batter, third baseman from North Carolina, number 19, Johnny Castignazi.
Now Johnny Castignazi at the plate. And yeah, like Adamiak he's walked 2, but he hasn't missed the zone by much so far. It's just a few inches here and there. He's trying to find the corners, but he's just having a little bit of trouble here and there. Runners on first and second. First pitch to Castignazi is swung on. He can't find it. 0-1 the count.
That's a big first pitch there by Adamiak after walking a guy, come back, find the zone. Surprised that Castignazi is swinging on it, though. You see a walk, the guy before he's walked 2 in the inning, maybe take a couple till you get a strike. But if it's something he thinks that he can drive, I mean, they'll grip it and rip it at this point.
The 0-1 fouled off. Count now moves to 0-2. Yeah, Adamiak's having some trouble finding that zone here in this inning. Only 5 strikes thrown so far. So it is a little surprising that Castignazi did swing at that first pitch, but now Adamiak very ahead in the count, 0-2. Comes set, looking for his second strikeout. That one's fouled off. Once again, we'll stay at 0-2. Pitch coming in at 95 miles an hour from Adamiak on that fastball.
Lots of fastballs early on to this Anglers team. You see that a lot through the first time of the order. First time you kind of focus on your fastball, locate that, and then mix in some off-speed pitches later in the ball game. 0-2, maybe he comes back with the fastball here. That's what he's featured so far.
We'll see what the outcome of this pitch is with 0-2. Runners on first and second. Adamiak. A long drive out towards left field. That's Hardigan backing up towards the warning track, and he makes the grab for out number 2. Both runners retreat back to their respective bases as Castignazi goes down with an F7.
Big out number 2 there as he just got under it. A pitch that hung just a bit in the zone. But a big out number 2. Now you have a force at third, second, or first. So a big spot for the Harbor Hawks makes things a little bit easier to get the last out.
The infield fly rule comes out of effect now as there are now 2 away. So no chance for an out there, but you still have a force at all 3 bags. Now with 2 away, Domiak ready for his first pitch to Joshua Rivera. That one misses just a bit inside for ball 1. Rivera going to be at shortstop today. Anglers wearing their blue jerseys with white lettering, a red outline along the lettering and numbering, along with striped white pinstripe pants. Harbor Hawks wearing their all whites, all pinstripe with the orange lettering.
Good pitch there by Domiak, 95 on the fastball. Locating that thing on the outside part of the plate. You have a very active and quick outfield tonight for the Harbor Hawks with Elliott, Johnson, and Hardigan. A lot of speed out there, so they'll be able to cover the gaps. Obviously, you give up some speed with Caden Rose coming into the infield, but Elliott's just as good as a replacement in center. You might lose some speed overall, but Rose at second is still a big replacement. They got him.
Back pick. They're in a pickle now as they're trying to grab. That was Romero at third, and they got him. That's the third out, and that ends the top half of the second. A beautiful throw from Pendleton to end that inning as we head to the bottom half of the second, scoreless on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Bottom half of the second, we are scoreless here from Judy Walton Scarafile Field, Lincoln Revill, alongside Austin DeCouta, as Dom Johnson will start us off here in the bottom half of the second inning, followed by Mason Greer and Caleb Pendleton. 5, 6, 7 hole hitters coming up for the Harbor Hawks. First pitch is a ball from Dylan Carmouche, as that one brings the count now to 1-0.
Johnson thought about dropping a bunt. I don't know if that was just to distract Carmouche on the first pitch, but he pulled it back. Third baseman is playing in now. If you can push it to first, that's his best bet as a right-handed hitter here. And the third baseman playing just a bit in, almost on the grass. You can push it to first, that's your best spot here. Johnson does run really well, too.
It's Castignazi bordering the grass as this 2-0 pitch finds his own. Actually, they're going to call that one a ball. Thought I heard him make the call there, but he ends up holding back as the count now moves to 3-0. And that one finds his own. 3 balls and 1 strike now the count to Johnson.
Yeah, 3-0, and that's the pitch that you're going to take there. That's not a hittable pitch for Johnson, really. You might foul that one off your own foot. If you get something belt high that you're middle in and you're looking for, then 3-0, go ahead. That's the same spot. I don't know if that's a pitch that Johnson can do anything with. That's a good pitch, though. Borderline.
Johnson now with a full count. Handed last night 2 for 6. Pitch comes in. Misses inside. That's ball 4. Johnson starting off the bottom of the second with a walk. as Mason Greer is stepping up to the plate.
That's a big way to start here for the Harbor Hawks. You want to get out early tonight. Give your pitchers a little bit of breathing room. They pitch better, I think, when your team has a lead. You can be a little bit more comfortable, not as nervous on the hill that if you make one mistake, it could cost the game. Johnson has good speed at first, too. We'll see if the Harbor Hawks choose to be aggressive early in the ballgame.
Throw over to first is not in time. No tag set. Johnson with 3 stolen bases on the season so far. See if he can get another one here.
In 3 attempts. Has not been caught yet.
He goes over to second, but they got him in a pickle now as Johnson tries to avoid the tag, but he can't do it as he goes down.
Caught stealing there. Just as I said he hadn't been, he gets leaning. Gets picked off leaning.
So now with 1 away, the lone base runner for the Harbor Hawks has been taken off. Now with 1 away, Greer still waiting that first pitch of his at-bat. Pitch from Carmouche comes in and misses up high for ball 1. Greer, formerly of McLennan Community College, now transferring to Missouri State for the upcoming season. That's a called strike, even to count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Greer in the left-handed box. So he watches that one, a long fly, way foul. He got every piece of that one, but it was just on the wrong side of the fence. So that brings the count to 1-2.
Greer hit the ball a mile in batting practice today. Him and Zane Harris. Harris not in the lineup, but Greer is, and Greer hit the scoreboard a couple of times. The ball was jumping off the bat earlier.
The 1-2. Breaking ball, left hanging up high, brings the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Greer with a lot of power whenever he can get it out. We've seen some of it. We saw some early on in the season. The 2-2. A little bit of a quick pitch there from Carmouche, but he can't find the zone. 3-2 now the count. Back-to-back full counts. Johnson ended up reaching on a walk just a few moments ago. We'll see how this one plays out. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Greer goes down for out number 2 as Caleb Pendleton is going to step up to the plate.
That's just a great pitch there by Carmouche, and to get Greer swinging.
Pendleton, the catcher tonight, now stepping up to the plate. His last appearance coming against the Bourne Braves in that heartbreaking 8-7 loss in the bottom of the 9th, a walk-off for the Braves. Ended 2 for 4 with a ground rule double and a single. Also had a strikeout and a flyout. Count at 1-1. The pitch comes in, fouled off. We're going to count now to 1-2. Harbor Hawks bat boy showing off his speed as he grabs that foul ball and hustles back to his spot. Carmouche gives the nod. Here's the pitch. Misses up high, evening the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Austin, usually I'd go for the hat here, but after last night, I did go for the hat once, and it ended up working out in our favor, so I'm going to see if it works this time.
Okay.
As that's a long drive out towards left field. That's at the fence, and that is gone! A solo shot for Caleb Pendleton, his 2nd of the season. And the Harbor Hawks have taken an early 1-0 lead here against the Anglers in the bottom of the 2nd.
I think you might need to retire your lucky hat. You didn't use it in that situation, Lincoln. And Caleb Pendleton punishes that one. His 2nd homer of the season, both at McKeon Park, both to left field. And if he gets a ball on the inside part of the plate, he can crush it like he did there.
Yeah, the hat has been benched officially. I'm sad to say it, but I think the hat might need some time to regroup and recover, as that first pitch to Mitch Hardigan is a called strike. 0-1 the count now. And Pendleton, he had, after that first home run, that was his first hit of the season, and since then his bat has been pretty much on fire.
He had a double in his next start. That was at Bourne, an RBI double, ground rule double. Almost went over the fence as well. Now he gets a solo shot, so he's been really finding his swing lately.
That 0-2 to Hardigan Misses outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count.
The Harbor Hawks were all at the autograph signing this morning. They were up early. Hardigan worked out after. Hung out here down for the day.
Swing and a miss from Hardigan as he goes down. That is out number 3, ending the second inning, but not before the Harbor Hawks take an early 1-0 lead after a long ball from Caleb Pendleton. We'll be right back with the third inning on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Back here for the third inning as Joshua Rivera steps back up to the plate. He was at the plate whenever Maxwell Romero was caught on a back pick over at second base. Ended up in a little bit of a pickle and ended up getting tagged out between second and third.
Second runner of the night, Caleb Pendleton, has either caught stealing or picked off, and he has a solo shot, so Pendleton doing a little bit of everything.
Fantastic start for the catcher as that first pitch from Adamiak misses up high for ball 1. Now, Austin, we were talking before today's game, the probable pitchers for the next few games, as, of course, Adamiak starting off, and then Jonas Scalaro and Adrian Saravo, who we've already seen within the past week.
Yeah, right now
had appearances.
The Harbor Hawks with like maybe a 4-man rotation type of deal, so those guys would be on pretty short rest. We'll see if that changes a bit. Scalaro, of course, went on Tuesday at home against Bourne and threw 5 shutout innings on just 1 hit. So Tuesday, if he pitches tomorrow, that would be just 3 days rest. And he's a reliever, or was a reliever. I don't know if that will change now, but he relieved at Florida State all year. He said he hadn't started a game like that and gone that long since high school. So we'll see what the plan is ahead.
It's going to be very interesting. A shorter starting rotation, a short bullpen. We've added a couple of pitchers, but you can never have too many arms, in my opinion. As Rivera reaches with a walk to start us off here. The second and the third innings for the Anglers have both started off with a walk. So now Garrett Martin is going to step up to the plate as the 9-hole hitter for the Anglers here tonight.
Mound visit from Coach Korn to talk with his pitcher. Adamiak has walked 3. None of them have come home. Might see something mechanically he can adjust a little bit.
Adamiak, originally from Shawnee, Kansas, at 6'4", 226 pounds.
Lights are coming on now at McKeon Park as the sun has been covered up a bit by the clouds.
Started out as an extremely sunny day, a warm day. The American flag out there by the scoreboard out in right field, sitting still right now. I think it might be caught up in a couple of branches. It's kind of at an angle.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any wind.
Yeah, it's not
Otherwise.
moving. It's not moving, but it's like down at an angle, so I think it might be caught on a branch or two. Of course, too high for anybody to fix at this point. Well, those trees probably sitting, what, about 30, 35 feet, would you say? Maybe taller, 40 feet?
Yeah, taller than that.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe 40.
40 feet, yeah. And Luke Mann, who's in the DH spot tonight, sent a ball flying over those trees in last night's game.
Back-to-back games with a home run from Mann. He's thrown his name in the hat for the Cape Cod Player of the Week. Say he may be at the top of the list after this week if he can continue tonight.
Mann would be the first Harbor Hawk player to be named Player of the Week of the season. So we'll see how that ends up as the count now moves to 1-1 from Adamiak to Garrett Martin. This is actually Martin's very first appearance. Probably just activated. He's going to be in left field from McLennan Community College, originally MCC out of Waco, Texas. Used to be teammates with Mason Greer, who sits on first base right now. Count now at 1-2, Adamiak. The right-hander comes set. Takes a look over at first before coming home. Throw over to first, actually, is not in time. No tag from Greer.
It's the season debut, as you mentioned, for Garrett Martin tonight.
Yeah.
Just activated.
Either way, where we're building.
Pitch from Adamiak, misses in the dirt. Pendleton stops it, throw down to second. The tag is in time.
Wow. Caleb Pendleton is having himself one start to a baseball game, has thrown up 2 runners trying to advance to second base, has picked off a runner from second base, and has a solo home run. Mark Adamiak sending Caleb Pendleton a thank you card. He's erased 2 of the walks he's issued.
A glorious start to Caleb Pendleton. As the count now at 2-2, Adamiak comes home, swing and a miss for out number 2. Martin down swinging, and that brings the top of the lineup, Matthew Garcia, to the plate.
The next batter for the Anglers, second baseman from DeCouta, number 4, Matthew Garcia.
Martin sitting at 0 for 1. He went down swinging to start the game off back in the first. First pitch from Adamiak. Lofted down the third base line. That could be fair, and it drops just foul past the Harbor Hawk bullpen as that moves the count to 0-1. A long first strike there from Garcia.
We've seen Garcia a couple times on the season against Hyannis.
It's fine. It's fully charged this time. So I hate it not giving it to somebody.
Matt Garcia from Chipola College. As he lines that one out into right field, that's going to drop for a base hit. Clark Elliott comes up, that's Dom Johnson actually comes up with that one. Throw in. Keeps the runner at first, as that is a 2-out single for Matt Garcia.
That shows you how fast Dom Johnson is in right field. A lot of right fielders aren't going to get to that baseball. He gets to the ball, cuts it off, and that just limits Garcia to a single rather than having a runner in scoring position with 2 away. Terrific defense by Johnson.
Johnson out in right. Elliott out in center field.
Hardigan in left. Was the first hit of the night that Adamiak has allowed.
So now both teams with 1 hit apiece. Adamiak ready to go. First pitch to Caden Trinkle. The throw over to first is not in time. Tag from Greer couldn't be made before the hand of Garcia got in. Brings the count. Well, still waiting that first pitch, actually. Trinkle at 0 for 1. Had a ground out back in the second. Throw over to first once again. Not in time.
With 5 RBI on the season. Seen him in a variety of spots in this Chatham lineup. Third time we've seen the Anglers this season. Once at Chatham, the second time they come to McKeon Park. Second and final. And the third matchup and final matchup of the season between these two teams.
Well, the Harbor Hawks with the best start that they've had against the Anglers. As the pitch comes in, fouled straight back. Bringing the count to 0-1 to Trinkle. Trinkle from Hillsboro, Texas, attending Oklahoma State. In 52 games for the Cowboys this past season, he hit 5 home runs with a .268 average. He knocked in 34 RBI. Had a .389 on-base percentage in his time this season.
44 pitches on the night for Adamiak. We'll see how long they let him go.
The 0-1, swing and a miss at the high fastball. Count moves now to 0-2.
Good job by Adamiak. He bounces back after the single to Garcia. Stays aggressive with that fastball. And now he's 1 strike away from working through 3 scoreless.
Garcia trying to keep, or Adamiak trying to keep Garcia at first. The 0-2, swing and a miss. Strike 3 to end the top of the third. As the Anglers go down, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and that 1 hit left stranded. Garcia left at first as we head to the bottom of the third. Hawks up 1-0 on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Bottom half of the third coming up. Ryan Romano set to start us off here. Romano getting his first plate appearance of the night.
He had a pair of doubles last night. 1 to right center, 1 to left center. Romano times up the ball pretty well last night. See if he can continue that into tonight's ball game. His first 2 doubles of the year.
Romano facing a 1-0 count. He reached base a total of 3 times last night. Reached home once. Ended his night 2 for 4. As the count moves to 2 balls and no strikes now. Dylan Carmouche back on the mound for the Anglers. Pitch comes in, bunt shown just in front of home plate. That's going to be picked up by Romero. Throw to first is just in time for out number 1. An athletic play from Romero.
Yeah, an interesting idea there, I guess. You know, you're ahead 2-0 in the count. You might not think about dropping a bunt in that situation, but good effort.
I didn't expect that.
No.
I guess he was trying to catch them by surprise, maybe.
Right, which, 2-0 count,
I don't think
you're probably not expecting a bunt. So, you do catch them by surprise. But at the same time,
Yeah, you probably could have.
Especially for a guy swinging the bat well.
Mm-hmm. Now Elliott hitting that one over to first. That's going to be picked up by Miller Green. He's going to step on the bag himself for out number 2. A quick 2 first outs for Carmouche here in the third.
Elliott just hits the ball every time, and he hits it hard. He doesn't get out very often. Coming into the ball game, Elliott had raised his average to .310 on the year after a good game last night with the solo homer, but he's aggressive early in counts. He puts the ball in play, and that's all you can ask for your leadoff man. Get on base and put the ball in play.
Elliott, Rose, and Ball. 3 players that you can almost always count on to reach base somehow in the game.
We've already seen Ball reach on a walk. We saw the Rose and Elliott tandem last night each have a solo homer.
Now Rose and Elliott are sporting the 2 highest on-base percentages as he's going to hit that one over towards short. The throw over is not in time as Rose reaches on an infield single.
Yeah, tough play to make if you're the shortstop Rivera or even the third baseman Mendham. I mean, those 2 guys are the only 2 who have a shot at that, obviously being on the left side, but Rivera's got the best play trying to go to his backhand and make a strong throw, but Caden Rose just runs too well to try to get him out on that.
So now with 2 away, a runner on first after Rose was able to beat that throw out, showing his speed off a little bit.
Umpire dropped the ball out of his pocket.
I think he might need a new one. Never want holes in your umpire bag. Kyle Ball now at the plate. Pitch from Carmouche, finds his zone. Ball's reached on a walk so far tonight. He has had that walk back in the first. The lone base runner for the Harbor Hawks back in that first inning. Both teams with 1 hit apiece. The Harbor Hawks, that 1 hit was a solo shot from Caleb Pendleton. Count now at 0-1, 2 away. Carmouche, the southpaw, throws it over to first. Not in time as Rose back standing up. He could probably afford to get a couple of extra steps if he can get back in plenty of time while standing.
He does have a good pickoff move. He was able to get Dom Johnson earlier in the ball game.
The 0-1. Ball, I think, tried to check his swing a little bit, but he couldn't do it in time. He definitely went around. 0-2 now the count. Ball looking to keep this inning going. The 0-2. Lofted down the first base line. That's going to drop foul. That's going to head out of play well over the fence in foul territory.
Kyle Ball does hit the ball well to right field. Has a good opposite field power. With good speed on first, too. If you find a gap with 2 outs, Caden Rose is the guy who can score from first base.
Carmouche, the fast leg kick. He drops that one low. 1-2 now the count. Carmouche doing a good job of changing the speeds on his delivery. We saw the pitch before that one. He took a couple of seconds just to bring his leg up, you know?
He almost quick pitched earlier.
He was doing a good job of keeping the hitters from knowing when that pitch is going to come. Throw over to first. I think Rose might have scared Carmouche a little bit. He started leaning over towards second like he was going to go. Carmouche now comes set. A slow leg kick. Runner goes. Throw home. Hit back up the middle. That's through for a base hit. Garcia was covering second. And that brings runners now to the corners. A 2-out single for Kyle Ball. And a perfectly executed hit and run.
Yeah, good spot there for Kyle Ball. He just takes it right where the second baseman Garcia had moved from. And as mentioned, Caden Rose has good speed. He has no problem going first to third. And there's no other person you'd like up in this situation, 2 outs, runners on the corners, than Luke Mann.
Now with 2 away, Luke Mann making his case for League Man of the Week. Now at the plate. He's 0 for 1 on the night. Had a fly out to left in the first inning. That ended the first inning of play. Here's the 1-0. A long drive out towards center field. That's Tranko heading back towards the fence, and he'll make the grab for out number 3. A well-hit ball from Mann, but it wasn't hard enough as that ends the 3rd inning. Harbor Hawks strand 2 as we head to the 4th on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Back here for the 4th inning of play, but before we get started, a quick word from Curry College. Curry College is where you go to become anything you want. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers with learning beyond the classroom. Explore undergraduate programs, including new majors in sport and recreation management, graphic design, marketing, and computer science. You can find all of that online at www.curry.edu. Mark Adamiak back up on the mound for his 4th inning of work. Harbor Hawks leading 1-0 here in the 4th as the first pitch comes in. That misses high and in. Count moves to 1-0. This is Lyle Miller Green at the plate, followed by Maxwell Romero and Matthew Hogan. The next 3 up. That 1-0 pitch misses low for ball 2. Damiak, through 3 innings of work, has 3 strikeouts so far. That one's a called strike. He's also walked 3 in the night as well. 2 balls and 1 strike to count now to Miller Green.
You have to be careful. Miller Green tied for the league lead in home runs with 6. One of those coming against Hyannis. 6 homer, 16 RBI on the season for Miller Green. As mentioned, he's atop the league leaders, tied with Chase DeLauder of Orleans and Owen Diodati of Wareham, all with 6.
Now Miller Green, the first time we saw him, he reached base all 4 times. As he reaches base now, had 3 walks, including a home run that first time. And then the next time we saw him at McKeon Park, walked 2 more times and went down with 2 strikeouts. He's now reached base twice, once on an error and now on a walk, as that brings Maxwell Romero up to the plate. Romero reached on a walk in his first appearance. He ended up getting tagged out on a back pick at second base. A marvelous throw from Caleb Pendleton behind the plate. First pitch, misses up high. Count at 1-0 now.
Taking a look at the attendance on the season, these 2 teams are the top 2 teams in the Cape Cod Baseball League in attendance. The Anglers at 1 with a total attendance of 21,304 through 10 games there, and the Harbor Hawks with 20,518 in 10 games.
Wow.
Not including today's attendance, so number 1 and number 2 in the league's attendance. As a league as a whole, the Cape Cod Baseball League has seen 144,806 fans this season, not including today's numbers.
I'd have to say that's a pretty impressive number.
Yeah, and I mean, tremendous baseball. You're not going to find better baseball for.
A long drive out to right field. That one is gone.
Wow.
That one got out of here in a hurry. A 2-run shot for Maxwell Romero. And the Anglers take the lead now 2-1 here in the top of the 4th.
That ball may have been further than the Luke Mann home run last night. That one also over the trees. And Romero just got every stitch on that one.
So now, Anglers up 2-1 with Matthew Hogan at the plate. Base is now empty after Romero touched them all.
The first homer of the season for Romero. RBI number 5 and 6. There is a reason he's in the cleanup spot. He does have good pop.
So that first home run, a big home run at that. He knocked 4 home runs at Vanderbilt this past season, as that first pitch to Matthew Hogan is fouled off for strike 1.
Adamiak throwing 95, 94 on most pitches. He's such a tough pitcher to hit, but as you can see, if you can get that fastball, if you can time it up, it's very difficult to do, but if you get out in front of it, I mean, that ball will go a long way.
Count now at 0-2 to Hogan. Hogan also from Vanderbilt, another Commodore, originally from Melville, New York. Adamiak with the 0-2. Popped straight up in the air towards foul territory down the third base line. That's Romano. Is going to be caught off by Ball, who makes the grab for out number 1.
A good bounce back pitch there by Adamiak to get the first out. No action still in the Harbor Hawk bullpen, as this looks like his inning to finish here.
He hasn't been bad. He's walked 4, but he's only had 2 hits. He has 2 runs, but you know, you can't help those 2 runs because one of those 2 hits that he has was a 2-run home run. So even though he's allowed 2 runs, still a pretty good outing from Adamiak tonight. First pitch to David Mendham. Misses for ball 1. Mendham, the DH, has reached base once on a walk, one of the 4 walks now for Mark Adamiak. 1-0 chopped. That's going to be foul as that goes off of Mendham's foot for strike 1.
You mentioned how the Harbor Hawks, looking ahead, maybe having some guys go on short rest, but Adamiak is fully rested. Adamiak last pitched on the 11th at Wareham, went 4 innings, 1 earned run, 4 hits, 5 strikeouts. So he was effective. He's on 5 days rest, so you're back here for Adamiak on full rest for him. That was his first start of the year, and now we'll see how long he goes, but he's rested enough to at least complete 4 here.
Count now at 1-1. Adamiak comes home. That one spiked in the dirt. There's a count now at 2-1. Adamiak back in high school was ranked 7th overall and ranked number 2 pitcher in the state of Kansas. 2-1 chopped once again, and that's off the foot of Mendham once again. This count evens up to 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 away now. And we just got word that the home run from Romano was clocked in at 393 feet.
It looked just as far as the Luke Mann one. Luke Mann's was tagged at 441. Those are projections, so.
The 2-2 lofted towards center field. That's Elliott on his horse coming back towards the warning track, nearing the wall, and he can't make the grab. That goes off of his glove. That's going to be Mendham stopping at second as Elliott can't make the grab. And that ball just kept on carrying, as that's going to be marked down as an error on Elliott.
It's a tough play to make. You're worried about the warning track, but it is a ball that probably should be caught.
The next man is the third baseman from North Carolina, number 19, Johnny Castignazi.
An unfortunate situation now for the Harbor Hawks. A runner on second with Johnny Castignazi at the plate. Only one away here. Pitch from Adamiak, lofted towards foul territory down the first base line. That's Greer coming back. Can't make the grab as that one falls out of reach of him. And that those foul territory fly balls proving to be elusive for the corners.
It's very bizarre. It's not even a windy day. There's no wind. The flag hasn't moved. A little bit of an overcast sky now. I mean, it can be tough with the lights and the ball blending in with the cloud cover, but unfortunately for Adamiak, the second one who has dropped while he's on the hill.
Both Greer and Romano have dropped, have been unable to make a grab out in foul territory.
4 errors on the night for Hyannis now.
Count now at 1-1. The 1-1 count. Misses. Good stop from Pendleton. Count moves now to 2 balls and 1 strike.
No action in the Harbor Hawk bullpen. Still 1 out. We'll see what Damiak can do to get himself out of some trouble here.
I see somebody standing up, just sort of, getting his feet moving. Not sure who that is out there. Someone with his arms crossed.
It does look like a coach.
Is it a coach?
Now somebody's getting up.
No, the person standing up, that was Nolan Crisp.
But he wasn't coming into pitch, though.
No,
he was just watching the ball game.
Yeah, he was just standing up.
It's Austin Wallace who's now loosening up after that pitch.
Yeah. Crisp was just moving around, getting his feet moving a bit.
Ryan Proto, the bullpen catcher tonight, as he got the start last night. He shifts out there.
2-2 misses outside, bringing the count full 3-2. Count is full. Adamiak with the payoff. That's flown and foul, as that is going to be behind the crowd.
Late on the fastball there. See if Adamiak decides to go back on it. Maybe bury it on the hands a bit more here. Full count, a big pitch upcoming.
The encore of the 3-2 count coming up. Adamiak comes set. He likes what he sees from Pendleton behind the dish. Adamiak once again with the payoff. Called strike 3 at the knees. A beautiful strikeout from Mark Adamiak for out number 2 as Joshua Rivera is going to step to the plate now.
Good pitch there by Adamiak. Comes back with a fastball, freezes him right at the knees, and he's had some success locating that pitch tonight.
Now with 2 away, Joshua Rivera reached on a walk earlier tonight. Domiak set to go. The first pitch. Inside a little bit. Brings the count to 1-0.
Austin Wallace now throwing in the bullpen, so it does appear he'll be the next pitcher to enter the ball game.
Looks like this could be a Domiak's last inning of work. As the 1-0 comes in. Hit down towards first, picked up by Greer as he's going to step on the bag for out number 3. The Anglers take the lead on a 2-run home run from Maxwell Romero, but the Harborhawks getting their turn at the plate after this on the Harborhawks Baseball Network. Bottom half of the 4th, Dom Johnson starting us off. Mason Greer on deck, and Caleb Pendleton will be in the hole as the Harborhawks trail 2-1 here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Lincoln Revill alongside Austin DeCouta here from McKeon Park for the Harborhawks versus the Chatham Anglers on this beautiful Saturday night for baseball.
Still anybody's ball game.
Very much, and Dom Johnson started off the second inning in his first at-bat, and you know what happened in that second inning? Caleb Pendleton, of course, with that monster solo home run. The lone run for the Harborhawks as a big swing and a miss from Johnson makes the count 0-2, or 1-1 that is. No, it is 0-2. It's 0-2. That first pitch was a foul ball. Count is fouled off. So that's going to bring the count now to 0-2. Johnson reached on a walk in his last appearance. So he's in the right-handed box. This is Dylan Carmouche back on the mound. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Johnson goes down for out number 1. And that brings Mason Greer to the plate, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout as well.
Yeah, Carmouche has been great on the mound. He's had good command of his fastball and good movement on his off-speed pitches. It's kept the Harborhawks off balance for most of this game.
Mason Greer, originally from Colleyville, Texas, as he rips that one down the first base line, foul.
That's why you have a pitcher to protect your bullpen catcher. That one just saved the bullpen catcher for the Anglers right there.
Yeah, great job from, well, that player's not on the roster for the Anglers, actually, not on the hasn't had appearances yet. Let's see here. That's Garrett Martin, actually. That one grounded over to second, picked up by Garcia. Throw to first is in time. That's out number 2 after that 4-3 put out.
The catcher for Florida Atlantic, number 92, Pendleton.
Now, big hitter of the game. The 1-0 comes in, misses a bit outside, brings the count now to 2 balls and no strikes.
Pendleton, of course, with a solo homer earlier in the ball game.
Oh. 2-0 count is a called strike, brings the count now to 2 balls and 1 strike. Pendleton watches that one go by, bringing the count now to 3-1. Caleb Pendleton with a 115 average, 1 home run. Now 2. And he's knocked in 4. As that one falls outside, that's ball 4. Pendleton reaching on a 2-out walk for the first base runner of the inning for the Harbor Hawks.
Good at bat by Pendleton. Clearly, Carmouche was being careful with him, didn't want to come too far in the zone. As there is action in the Angler bullpen. Cade Winquist getting loose, the right-hander.
Pitch comes in from Carmouche. That one's lined and fouled down the third base line. It's going to head out of play just past some fans in lawn chairs. That brings the count to 0-1. Pendleton kind of getting jiggy with it over on first as he's sort of bobbing back and forth, waving his arms a bit. Count now at 0-2 to Mitch Hardigan after that foul ball. Carmouche with the 0-2. Misses outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one's fouled off once again. 1 ball and 2 strikes remains the count to Mitch Hardigan. Hardigan from Jupiter, Florida. Plays for Florida Atlantic University. The 1-2 is swung on and missed. Hardigan goes down for the second time tonight. Back-to-back strikeouts as we head now to the 5th. Anglers up 2-1 on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Garrett Martin.
Back here for the top of the 5th inning as a new pitcher for the Harbor Hawks comes in from Austin, Texas. That is Austin Wallace on the mound for the Harbor Hawks here as Adamiak's day is done after four innings on the mound. So Wallace, the lefty, now facing Garrett Martin, Matthew Garcia, and Caden Trenkle as his first pitch falls outside for ball 1. Wallace this season has appeared in 6 games with 10 1/3 innings pitched. He's allowed 12 hits, 10 runs on those 12 hits, all of which were earned. He's walked 10 and has struck out 8. Count now is even at 1-1. Martin, who's 0 for 1. Got fanned in the 3rd for his only appearance as that one misses outside. 2 balls and 1 strike now.
Austin Wallace making his 7th appearance of the season. We last saw him on the 13th against Bourne, in which he fired 2 scoreless innings.
That one driven out into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit at the wall, and it's gone. So he's going to touch them all as Garrett Martin has a solo home run in tonight's game, and the Anglers extend their lead to 3-1.
Well, how's that for a debut for Garrett Martin? His first start of the year is after being activated, and he hits a solo shot.
For Matthew Garcia.
An opposite field home run. As that extends the Anglers' lead, and Matthew Garcia is going to step up to the plate now at 1 for 2 on the night. Had a single in his last appearance as Wallace comes home. Bunt laid down, but it's not in fair territory as Pendleton's going to pick that one up down the first base line for strike 1. Now Wallace this past collegiate season had 1 appearance for 2 innings. That pitch gets past Pendleton for ball 1, brings out even. Allowed 2 hits and 1 run, which was earned. Finished the season with a 4.50 ERA. 1-1, grounded down the first base side. That is going to drop for a fair ball. Garcia rounding first, heading for second. The throw in gets over the head of ball, and that is stopped by Romano, who's deep out in that shortstop gap, and that is going to be a double for Matthew Garcia.
Good piece of hitting by Garcia. He follows up the leadoff home run with an extra base hit. The Anglers are seeing the ball well out of the hand of Wallace.
And now a little bit of a it's going to be 3-1 for the Anglers with a runner on second now. Still nobody out for Caden Trenkle. Pitch from Wallace. Spiked in the dirt. Did he go? Yes, he did, says third base umpire Mark Ruley. So that brings the count now to 0-1. Wallace gets that one in the dirt once again. Good stop from Pendleton. Pendleton's been really good behind the plate in tonight's game.
He has caught 2 runners stealing, picked off a runner leading from second base.
Here's the 1-1 from Wallace. That finds the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes now the count. Wallace back in high school ended up breaking his high school's single-game strikeout record after he fanned 18 in one game.
Wow.
Very impressive numbers from him. As the 1-2 comes home, swing and a miss there. Pendleton's going to chunk that one down to third, and he is safe at third base.
That's a good call. He was safe.
Garcia was able to swim around the tag, and that now brings runners to the corners. As Tranquil reaches after that drop third strike.
Well, that's the right play by Pendleton, is to go to third. You have the out in front of you. Try to get the lead runner, and the throw was there, but he just swam around the tag. He was safe. He swam around it, and unfortunately that puts runners on the corners.
An athletic play, and the perfect man to bring up to the plate for the Anglers, as that is Lyle Miller-Green digging in now. He's been a base magnet, very efficient this season. Lyle Miller-Green from Chipola College. He fouls that one off. Count moves to 0-1. Still nobody out. And Miller-Green originally from Chipola College, as he is now heading to Oklahoma State in the fall. He grounds that one down the third base line. Diving stop from Romano. Throw to second is in time for one. They can't get the second out at first, and a run will come in for the Anglers as they now extend their lead to 4-1. But a good stop there from Romano, being able to get at least one out at second.
Yeah, good job by Romano to be able to get that throw off in time and at least get one out. That's an important start. Double play in order here could end the inning, and you get out with just 2 runs across.
Maxwell Romero now at the plate, who, as we know, started off the scoring for the Anglers back in the 4th inning with a 2-run home run. Pitch comes in, that one misses outside for ball 1. Dom Johnson out in right field, as he's pretty far back, pretty close to the warning track out there in right field. Count moves now to 2 balls and no strikes after that one misses inside. Romero in 21 games at Vanderbilt this past season had 4 home runs, 14 runs were batted in, walked 10 times, and he struck out 17. That one's popped up. That should stay in the infield. It's going to be called on by Romano for out number 2. Meanwhile, that's Miller-Green retreating back to first base as they're 2 away now.
Got him on the handle. That's a good pitch there from Wallace, as he couldn't do anything with it. Just popped it up, and Romano had to come a long way to get that ball. He had probably the longest run, but was able to get there and call off your pitcher, which is always a good thing.
So now that's Matthew Hogan at the plate now with a 1-0 count.
Jake DeLeo pinch hitting here.
DeLeo now with a 1-0 count. That one is a called strike, evening the count now at 1-1. DeLeo batting .209 on the season from Georgia Tech. Has 14 hits on the season. Throw down to second from Pendleton. Marvelous throw from him. Another runner caught stealing. He's dangerous at the plate tonight as that ends the inning. Matthew Hogan going to get his chance at the plate in the 6th as we head to the bottom half of the 5th. Anglers up 4-1 on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Back up here for the bottom half of the 5th inning, and it's that time of the game. My good friend Austin DeCouta will be taking the game over on play-by-play for the rest of the game tonight. So Austin, off you go, my friend.
Thank you, Lincoln. Terrific job as always. Harbor Hawks chasing the Chatham Anglers 4-1 here in the bottom of the 5th. It'll be Ryan Romano, Clark Elliott, Caden Rose due up 9-1-2 for Hyannis as Romano swings at the first pitch and can't connect on a Cade Winquest fastball. Winquest just entered the ball game in relief of the starter, Dylan Karamuch. And another fastball 0-2 the count to Romano. Romano grounded out back in the 3rd inning, his only at bat 0 for 1. Winquest looking to retire the first batter he faces as he shakes off the sign from the catcher Romero, and Romano fouls it back. 95 on a fastball, as that's 3 in a row, and Romano was able to make contact with the 3rd. Some fog rolling in between the innings. Looks like it's lightened up a bit. We've had 1 fog cancellation here in Hyannis this year. The 0-2 is fouled off again. Another fastball, as that's 4 in a row. Chatham used to some fog delays out there as they're right off the ocean, the shore, and they get fog that rolls in pretty regularly. We're not too far from the ocean either here in Hyannis.
Yeah, just a little ways out past right field here.
The 0-2, a breaking ball that slipped out of the hand a bit early, 75 as it goes over the helmet of Romano for ball 1.
Now the fog rolling in. Last night we had a little bit of fog about midway through the game, but that fog ended up settling down.
The count 1-2 to Romano. The windup and the pitch. Breaking ball called strike 3. Romano's down looking on a pitch outside for out number 1.
A beautiful breaking ball from Winquest and a great first out, getting Romano to freeze in the box.
That'll bring up Clark Elliott, the center fielder today for Hyannis. We've seen him in center field and right field this season. Elliott on tonight is 0 for 2. Both were ground outs to first base. Lyle Miller-Green over there tonight, alert. Cade Winquest on the hill for his 5th appearance of the season for Chatham. He has 1 save, 7 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts, 4 walks, 3 hits, and 3 earned run. In 3 of his 4 appearances, they've been scoreless. And his last 3 innings combined over 2 appearances have been scoreless, so he's on a little bit of a roll. 0-1 with 1 away to Clark Elliott as Winquest winds up and fires. That one is a broken bat, soft grounder to short. Shards of the bat go near first. The throw from short by Rivera is in time for out number 2.
Well, that bat was splintered from Elliott. Still a pretty hard hit ground ball there, but sadly not enough to get past and not enough time for Elliott to get to first safely.
That bat in about 5 or 6 pieces. It's everywhere. Bat boy has his hands full as we continue to pick up pieces of wood all over the infield. 2 away. That brings up Caden Rose.
That bat just completely split in half.
More fog pouring in here at McKeon Park in Hyannis. 2 away. Rose swings at a first pitch and chops it a second. Throw by Garcia to first is in time. The Harbor Hawks go down in order here in the bottom of the 5th. Chatham will come back up to the plate in just a moment on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. back here for the 6th inning as Jake DeLeo digs back in. He pinch hit for Hogan, the starting right fielder, last inning in the 5th, but unfortunately he didn't get to complete his at-bat as Miller Green was caught stealing on a ball in the dirt to second base. Nice throw by Pendleton. He's erased 3 runners trying to advance and picked off another at second base as Caleb Pendleton is having himself a night behind the dish and offensively with a solo shot and a walk. So DeLeo digs back in, the pinch hitter for Hogan. He was in the field in right field last inning. The 0-1 from Austin Wallace, a ground ball back up the middle. Caden Rose circles it. A throw on the run is in time. What a throw by Rose. What a dig by Greer. Great all-around defense from that right side of the Harbor Hawk infield. And there's one away.
Fantastic play from Rose at second base, and another fantastic dig from Greer at first base. Just an overall great play for the right side of the defense for the Harbor Hawks.
Pinch hitter here for the Anglers is Logan Britt, number 3, comes in. First at bat of the night for Britt. We'll see where he plays in the field. Comes in for David Mendham. Mendham was the designated hitter. We'll see if that's where Britt will be. First pitch was a ball from Austin Wallace, the left-hander from Texas. The 1-0. This is low, 2-0.
I think we might be okay. I think the fog is starting to kind of break away a little bit.
Seen it clear up a couple of times and return, and usually it does clear up, though. We see this a couple nights in a row now. That one's grounded to third. Ryan Romano picks it. The throw across the diamond is in time for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down on a pair of ground outs for the Anglers.
Well, that play really just showed how fast Romano can get the ball across the diamond. As he picked up that ball, had time to take 3 extra steps and still beat Britt out by a couple of steps on the way to first. So a great second out from him.
With 2 away, that brings up Johnny Castignazi. First pitch to Castignazi is a ball, 1-0. 0 for 2 on the night with a flyout and a strikeout looking. The most recent was in the top of the 4th. The 1-0 from Wallace. Finds the outside corner, 1-1. We've seen a wide strike zone tonight. Wallace fires the 1-1. That misses outside. 2-1 the count. 4 runs on 4 hits. No errors for the Chatham Anglers. 1 run, 3 hits, 4 errors for Hyannis. The 2-1. That's a big cut and a big miss there by Castignazi for strike 2.
You know, Austin, after the past couple games, the hat has been so bad for the Harbor Hawks. I'm going to see if I can bring the same luck for the Anglers now.
So you're going to shake it in hopes that the Anglers do poorly at the dish.
Exactly.
Well,
maybe.
that's a ball, so
yeah.
It's not 3-2.
Yeah, that's
Just
that's
give
done.
up
Yeah.
on the good luck hat.
I just figured, why not try it? It was bad luck for us the past couple games, so why not?
Full count with 2 away as Austin Wallace looks to finish off the side here in order. Time is called. Harbor Hawks have the lone run coming in the bottom of the 2nd. The 3-2, a ground ball to third. Romano goes to his left, makes the grab, and throws on to first to end the inning as the Anglers go down in order here in the top of the 6th. Hyannis coming up to bat when we return on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Back here for the bottom of the 6th, it's Kyle Ball, Luke Mann, Dom Johnson due up 3-4-5 for the Harbor Hawks. Austin DeCouta, Lincoln Revill here with you in the booth. Cade Winquest back on the hill for his second inning of work in relief for the Anglers as he fires a first pitch breaking ball called strike. Winquest worked a clean 5th inning, retired the side in order, mixed in a strikeout there. A 1-ball is torched to second, picked up on a heart by Garcia. The throw on to first in time, and there's one away. He hit that ball. I don't know the exit velo on that one. That was scorched.
Yeah, it was a hot shot right at the edge of the grass towards the dirt, and it almost took a bad enough hop that it got over Garcia. He had to bring that one up and catch it by his face. But a good first out from him, good reflexes from Garcia.
In steps Luke Mann with one away. 0 for 2 tonight. Mann has flown out twice. The most recent was in the bottom of the 3rd inning. He hit the ball well, just not well enough to center. Wind up and the pitch from Winquest, a breaking ball that misses near the eyes for ball 1. The 1-0. In the dirt, 2-0.
Man, been doing a good job of making contact in the past few games, especially in last night's game and then Wednesday night's game as well.
The 2-0 to Mann. A fastball that breaks his bat, heads up down the first base line. It's caught in the air for out number 2. As Winquest clearly getting in on the hands of the Harbor Hawks lefties. That's 2 lefties that have shattered their bat into multiple pieces since Winquest entered the ballgame.
Yeah, another little bit of splinters there, this time from Mann. In the 3rd play in a row that Garcia's been responsible for. He's been getting some action here lately in tonight's game.
Yeah, this is from the team. You might remember some of the guys. See with him? See with him?
That brings up Johnson with 2 away.
Don't tell me to sign up.
Johnson 0 for 1 with a walk. The 1-0, that misses. 2-0 the count, and a fastball at 95, couldn't find the zone. Dom Johnson transferring from Oklahoma State to Kansas State. He has a lot of power to right center field. Loves to hit the ball to that big gap that Anglers are giving him. That one's fouled up off the catcher.
Well, that got him right in the mask, the top of the mask there.
Romano seems to be okay. The count will be 2-1. Johnson digs back in, getting the start in right field tonight. We've seen him in right, center, and left. The 2-1, called strike on the outside corner. Count evens up at 2-2. The Harbor Hawks were at an autograph signing this morning at Colombo's in Hyannis. A couple hundred fans went by, got autographs from the team, and met the players. The 2-2, line foul.
Now, if you weren't able to be at today's autograph signing, the Harbor Hawks will be back next week. I believe this time it'll be at the Cape Cod Mall, where they'll be signing autographs for a couple hours there as well.
Good chance to meet some of the game's future stars, current Cape League stars, the 2-2. Johnson hits that one well to right field. It's drifting foul and out of play, so the count will hold at 2-2 with 2 away. Do we dare bring out the good luck hat, Lincoln?
I can if you want. I'm always open to it.
That's your choice.
I don't know. Let's see. Redemption chance right here for the hat. I'm going to bring it out.
Back.
I'm going to bring it out.
2 away. Lincoln has a good luck hat that he shakes when the Harbor Hawks are batting. It's been in a bit of a skid. We'll see if it can redeem itself. The 2-2 to Johnson, a breaking ball. That misses, 3-2.
Well, look at that.
The right side of the Anglers infield started to walk towards the dugout. The hat's back in the win column.
Yeah. been taken a while, but
All
you
right,
know,
the losing skid's over.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
The 3-2. That one is roped to left field for a base hit, a 2-out single for Dom Johnson, which extends the inning for Hyannis.
Nice piece of hitting there from Johnson. Roped that one right in between Castignazi and Rivera, like an Oreo out there, just going right in between them, just nice and in the middle there.
I like the
just
analogy.
in between second and third there, like the white little, what do you call it? The stuffing, I guess. You know?
I guess so. 2 away, a runner on first is Johnson. That brings up Mason Greer, who swings at the first pitch, a fastball at 95, in which he fouls back off the netting for strike 1. Hyannis will hit the road tomorrow for a battle with the Falmouth Commodores. 6 p.m. first pitch on the road. Then we're back home for a 3-game homestand. Count 0-2 now to Mason Greer with 2 away. with 2 away to Mason Greer. From the stretch, Winquist fires. It's grounded to short. The throw to short way from Rivera to Garcia to second is in time, and the inning is over. Hyannis will strand 1 as we head to the 7th. Back here for the 7th inning, the Anglers lead the Harbor Hawks 4-1. A couple of home runs in the ball game. Romero with a 2-run blast as some kids out there in right field try to finagle their way through the foliage to get the souvenir.
I love it. I love it. The same sentence.
The Anglers coming up to bat. It's Rivera, followed by Martin, and then Garcia. 8-9-1 due up. Austin Wallace on the hill. Wallace entering his 3rd inning of work. Mark Adamiak got the start for Hyannis and went 4 strong innings. First pitch to Rivera, misses for a ball, 1-0. I've been impressed with Mark Adamiak, Lincoln. He's made 2 starts now after starting as a reliever. And over those 8 innings he's worked, he's only allowed 3 earned runs. I mean, not bad by any means.
No, not at all. He's been pretty effective. He's walked a few here and there, let some runs across, but he's been very good out of those first 2 starts.
As mentioned, the Anglers struck for 2 in the 4th thanks to a 2-run blast by Romero. Added 2 more in the 5th. Harbor Hawks with a lone run that came in the bottom of the 2nd thanks to a solo shot by Caleb Pendleton. That one to left field. 4-1 the score. definitely in reach for Hyannis, as we've seen their bats come alive as of late. See if they can heat up in the final frames here tonight. The 2-1 is fouled off. The count will even up.
Fans, you can thank Tugboat's Restaurant for that foul ball tonight.
So far, Austin Wallace has worked 2 innings, allowed 2 hits and 2 runs, has not walked anybody and got 1 strikeout. No action in the Harbor Hawk bullpen. That one's in the dirt. 3-2 the count. Three-two, full count. Pitch from Wallace is flowing down the right field line, out of play. We'll have to do it again at full. Three-two, Austin Wallace comes set. In the dirt, ball 4, a leadoff walk as Josh Rivera will have drawn his 2nd walk of the night.
One interesting move coming in with the payoff pitch as a breaking ball. Unfortunately, it just started off too low and ended up landing in the dirt before being picked up by Pendleton.
In steps Garrett Martin, who has a solo shot in his debut tonight for the Anglers. So that one is inside, a called strike. Martin in left field. And we knew the balls have been flying out lately, Lincoln, during batting practice. A couple of warmer days here in Hyannis. We saw, I believe it was 3 home runs in yesterday's ball game, and then tonight we also have 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the ball's been going a lot further recently than in past games, and it's, while I like to see it a lot, I love to see a lot of home runs in games, it also makes it kind of dangerous because all these pop flies are just traveling a lot further than they usually would.
I think it's a combination of the weather warming up here, because we've had a lot of overcast, rainy days, and a lot of the players are now fully adjusted to this Cape League pitching. Mm-hmm. It's a tougher league. They're going from the metal to wood bats, so some of them taking a longer time to adjust. Oh, 0-2 the count. Garrett Martin looking to avoid going down on strikes for the 2nd time in the ball game. Rivera gets his lead at first. The 0-2 is grounded foul once again. Almost an identical pitch and result. Both dugouts relatively quiet tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Fans as well. Fans have cleared out too. Not as many left here as the start of the ball game.
It's not something that we're unfamiliar with, where fans start to sort of file out nearing the end of tonight, nearing the end of the games.
We're in the top of the 7th. Not as long to go, but 2 hours in. Last night's ball game was about 3 hours and 40 minutes in that slugfest. Final score 15-12.
By far the longest game of the season, and maybe, I don't know, it might be. No, because there have been a couple of long delays, so it wouldn't have been the longest game out of the league. Because there have been a couple of games that ended at, what, 11 o'clock?
I believe so.
Earlier in the
Bourne, I know
season?
they had like 2 lightning delays, a rain delay.
Mm-hmm.
But longest game of the season that hasn't had a delay. Count 1-2 as Martin continues to battle. Pitch from Wallace is another breaking ball. He won't bite at that one. The count moves to 2-2. The infield, outfield, and defense as a whole remains the same for Hyannis. Pendleton behind the plate, Romano at 3rd, Kyle Ball at short, Caden Rose at 2nd, Mason Greer at 1st. The 2-2 That ball is blasted high and deep to center field. Clark Elliott's on the run near the warning track. He makes the catch just a few steps in front of the wall for a loud out number 1.
Yeah, and as I was saying a little earlier, that those fly balls, those deep flies out to the outfield, very scary because that ball just kept on carrying. I thought maybe that was another home run for Martin, but instead just a long fly out.
He teed it up pretty well, but just missed it. If that's pulled, it's gone. That's one of the deeper parts to the ballpark as it's 390 to dead center. That one probably 20 feet to the left of that 390 marker. Back to the top of the order here for the Anglers. Matt Garcia up. He is 2 for 3, a single, and a double, and a run scored, doing his job in the leadoff spot for the Anglers. Shows bunt again, pulls it back. It's off the glove of Pendleton. Smart decision there by Rivera to retreat to first. If we've already seen Caleb Pendleton steal or catch 3 runners stealing, going to second. He's also backpicked 1 at second. Grand total of 4 tonight.
I would be very hesitant to throw on Pendleton right now. He is on fire tonight.
Count 2-0. Pitch from Wallace. That one's grounded to second. This could be 2. Rose on to short for 1. The throw to first is in time. It's a 4-6-3 double play to end the top of the 7th. Hyannis coming to bat in the bottom of the 7th in just a moment on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Back here for the bottom of the 7th. Before we get there, a quick word from Milton Cat. For sales, rentals of Caterpillar machinery, generators, and marine engines, visit miltoncat.com, your area Cat dealer. Milton Cat, the Cape and Islands Caterpillar dealer, is proud to be a sponsor of today's game.
Nice. Nice one.
Thank you. That'll bring up Caleb Pendleton, the catcher, to lead us off here in the bottom of the 7th. Pendleton with a solo home run and a walk on the line tonight. Been swinging the bat really well the last week. The 0-1. Another breaking ball. 0-2. That pitch has got some nasty movement to it. Winquist back on the mound for his 3rd inning of work. He gets ready to here to fire the 0-2 to Pendleton. The 0-2. Fastball called strike 3. Pendleton goes down on 3 pitches looking for out number 1. And for a guy who was 1 for 1 with a homer, moonshot, and a walk, they had him fooled in that at bat. I mean, what an adjustment by the Anglers.
Yeah, that was an efficient first out in the 7th inning from Winquist. A great 3-pitch strikeout to Pendleton.
That'll bring up Mitch Hardigan as he shows bunt but pulls it back. It's ball 1. Hardigan 0 for 2 on the night with a pair of punch-outs. The count 1-0. Winquist 2 1/3, 1 hit, no walks, no runs, and 2 strikeouts so far on his line in relief of the starter Dylan Carmouche. 4 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts for the Chatham starter. The 1-1, ball 2. 95 on the fastball. Good velocity out of the bullpen for Winquest. Hardigan spending his summer living in Sagamore Beach, just over the Sagamore Bridge here, back on, I guess, mainland Massachusetts, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Short drive to the ballpark for him, just about 25-30 minutes, he said. The 2-2 to Hardigan. Thought about going around. They'll check at third, and they'll say no swing. The count will move to full at 3-2.
Good job from Hardigan fighting through this at bat. See if he can get something good out of it here.
There has been no wind the entire game. The flag has just remained still as Hardigan checks his swing and pops it foul out of play. I do wonder if the flag is stuck like you mentioned in those branches. It does look like it's caught up a bit, but you imagine some wind will free it up.
Yeah, I'm sure. I think it's just caught on the back side of some of those branches, which is keeping it from falling back down towards the pole. But once we get some wind blowing out towards that right field area, I think it'll come free.
The 3-2 to Hardigan, fouled off as Mitch Hardigan puts together a good at-bat here and continues to fight. The 3-2 to Hardigan. Misses for ball 4. Good at bat by Mitch Hardigan, and he draws a 1-out walk. One away and 1 man on. That brings up Ryan Romano, the third baseman.
Good job from Hardigan, finding any way to reach base that he can, and now a little bit more ammunition for the Harbor Hawks with Romano coming up to the plate. Chance to get back in the game here. They're not too far out right now, only down 3 runs, but a chance to sort of inch closer now.
Anytime you can get that tying run to the plate, you're in good shape. And we mentioned it. It might sound silly at some point. You know, we mentioned tying run here, coming up to the plate, and you know, one swing of the bat can tie a ball game up. And
yeah, exactly.
While Romano's not the tying run, Clark Elliott could be on deck if Romano reaches base. So Harbor Hawks due for a little late rally. The 1-0 misses, ball 2.
And Elliott, we've seen power. We saw a line drive home run from him in yesterday's game. So we know that he has the power to do it.
And he said he wasn't even feeling that great before yesterday's game. He said his back was a little stiff, but I was like, you must be feeling good now. I mean, after the home run, getting your first, and he said he was. He said, you know, it's good to get that first home run. Definitely a feel-good moment, one you'll always remember. Yeah,
definitely. And you know, one thing I've noticed is from personal experience, more than anything, is that a lot of your power hits come when you don't even intend to bring power to the bat.
Right.
You know, when you just have a fast swing, that's when your powerful swings come out from the bat. When you try to go for power, usually you either foul it off, ground it, or just spike it, really. And you know, every once in a while you'll find a good bit of the ball and you'll send it pretty far. But you know, usually whenever you have a nice fast swing instead of a hard swing, that's when your power comes out.
Yeah, very rarely when you try to swing for the downs do you connect. Sometimes, I mean, in the pros you might see that. If the guy is, Adrian Beltrite comes to mind because he dropped that knee and just unload on the ball, and he would hit it over them. When he was here in that short season in Fenway, he demolished baseballs over the monster. But I know in Texas, Lincoln, he did that for years.
Yeah, he did.
If you know a pitch is coming,
yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
Why not?
Like a 3-0 green light. That's when you want to just take a huge hack.
And a hot shot down the third base line by Romano, but it just misses foul. The count is 2-2 to the Florida State Seminole. You have to stay balanced at the plate. You can't just, you know, completely unload on a ball. You could get hurt. You've seen guys pop their hip out or really throw out something in a swing trying to kill the ball.
Yeah, and a lot of guys, whenever they try to swing for the fences, they usually pull their head out trying to generate all that power.
Romano gives that one a pretty good ride to left field, but it's going to hang up a bit at the warning track for Martin to make the catch for out number 2. Ball took off in a hurry off the bat, but just didn't have enough pop on it to get over the wall. 2 away.
Thought that one might have had a chance to go over and get us to within 1 run, but like you said, just not enough power there as it was left just far enough for Martin to be able to grab that one out of the air.
That'll bring up Clark Elliott with 2 away. He's hitless in the ball game, 0 for 3, but he's made contact and hit it on the ground in all 3 at-bats to this point. Mitch Hardigan gets his lead from first. Cade Windquest looking to complete 3 scoreless innings in relief for the Anglers. The first pitch to Elliott is lined back up the middle. That's going to get by a diving Garcia for a base hit. Hardigan will hold up at second, and it's runners on first and second now for Hyannis with 2 away.
Good bit of hitting from Elliott, his first base hit of the night, and a fortunate job coming from Windquest, being able to duck out of the way of that line drive. He tried to come up with it, but it just avoided his glove, and a good piece of hitting there for Elliott.
Here comes Caden Rose. He is the tying run. Harbor Hawks trailing 4-1. They're out hitting Chatham 5-4 in the ball game. Rose on the night is 1 for 3 with a single. Had that solo shot to left field last night. Would love to replicate the home run performance here. First pitch to Rose, a breaking ball that misses above the head for ball 1. Rose, ball man. 2-3-4. Circling on deck and in the hole if the inning were to extend that far. 2 away. It's Hardigan on second, Elliott on first. Rose at the plate for Hyannis. The 1-0. Curveball called strike. The count will even up at 1-1. Windquest leans in, gets the signs from his catcher, Romano Jr. The 1-1 on its way. A fastball by Rose. Hit well to right field. It's got some carry, but it's caught at the wall. To end the inning as DeLeo retires Rose on the fly ball. Windquest is through 3 scoreless. Hyannis strands 2. We head to the 8th. Chatham leads it 4-1. second and short. Rose at second and short as well, and Romano at third. I mean, those two guys have played multiple position, Rose and Romano. The 1-1. And the dirt and blocked by Pendleton. He's having the best game, I think, of the season for any catcher on the Harbor Hawks is Pendleton.
For sure. He's, like you said, he's thrown 4 out. He's gotten 3 caught stealing. He threw a back pick on 1 earlier on in the game. And he's just having a fantastic night on both sides of the plate, along with a home run for the lone run for the Harbor Hawks.
And that's no slight to any other Harbor Hawks catcher. They've all been great this year.
Yeah.
Post, Proto, and Hackenberg before he was drafted, but Pendleton's just on another level tonight.
He is, yeah. We've seen great outings from all 4 of our catchers this season, 3 now, but
the 2-2, a breaking ball that freezes Romero for out number 2. Nice pitch by Wallace. Hackenberg, Adam Hackenberg that is, from Clemson, was selected by the Chicago White Sox in this year's MLB draft, so a big congratulations goes to Hackenberg. He spent 2019 with Hyannis and parts of this season. That completes the trifecta of Hackenberg brothers being drafted to a professional sport. His brother Christian in the second round of the New York Jets. And his other brother who played soccer at Penn State was drafted in the first round for soccer. That one is hit on the ground to second. Rose slips on to short to end the inning. Middle of the 8th here, but we're going to first toss it over to Taylor Farmer, our sideline reporter, with some more info on a Harbor Hawks legend.
Thanks, guys. I want to throw it back for a minute to recognize one of the Cape League's greatest players, Jason Varitek, who was a catcher for Hyannis in 1991 and 93. From Georgia Tech, he sandwiched his time here in Hyannis with Team USA. He was awesome in 91, but he really stood out in 93, winning the league's MVP and batting title.
Thank you very much, Taylor. Jason Varitek, a Harbor Hawk legend, a baseball legend, and spent a couple seasons here with Hyannis, as did many future MLB stars. The bottom of the 8th awaits in just a moment. We'll be back on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Back here for the bottom of the 8th, Austin DeCouta and Lincoln Revill in the booth. We just heard from Taylor Farmer, who's doing a terrific job on the sidelines as always for the Harbor Hawks. The attendance tonight here at McKeon Park, 1,818, 1818.
I have to say that's a very satisfying number, you know,
It is.
the 1818.
Very precise.
Yeah. Good number of crowds so far this season. It's been well over 1,000 every game that we've had registered attendance, I'm pretty sure.
We've had a couple over 2,000.
No, we have. And one into the 3,000, I think.
That's correct.
One over 3,000.
I think was that the Headaliers or the Commodores? I think it was one of those 2 teams.
I think it was the Commodores.
I know they both get a good traveling crowd, especially Cotuit. When you play Cotuit at home, you get a lot of visitors as Kyle Ball goes down looking to start the bottom of the 8th. One away. It's 3-4-5 due up for Hyannis. We just saw a ball. Now Luke Mann walks up to the plate, followed by Dom Johnson. I've been impressed, though, with how many fans travel to these games.
Yeah, definitely. And with Cotuit, you know, of course, the Battle of Barnstable, you know, to get the lot of fans, because it's not a far drive from either side, really.
Right.
It's only about, even though it is in the same town, it's still about 15 minutes, but, you know, it's not terrible at all.
Luke Mann swings at the first pitch, hits it on a line to second, where Garcia was placed perfectly for out number 2. I mean, Mann has hit the ball well a couple times tonight, but he looks like he's going to go home empty-handed.
Yeah, a well hit ball there over to second base, but sadly it was just in reach for Garcia, who was able to reach over and make a pretty easy grab.
With 2 away, that brings up Dom Johnson. Johnson in right field tonight is 1 for 2, a single and a walk. First pitch, breaking ball, misses for ball 1. Cade Winquest has been spectacular out of the Angler bullpen. 3 2/3, just 2 hits and 1 walk. No runs, and he struck out 3. Looking to complete 4 scoreless innings in relief as that one comes in on Johnson and misses ball 2.
Now look at this, Austin. The Harbor Hawks bullpen still pretty. It's quiet. There's no movement out here, so I guess they're going to let Adamiak try to finish, or not Adamiak. They're going to try to let Wallace finish this one out.
Now, yeah, somebody would probably be at least stretching at this point with 2 away in the bottom of the inning.
Exactly. Yeah. I just noticed that there's no one moving, so
that's a good observation. I didn't even think to glance down there, but the only person up is Ryan Proto, the catcher. I think he was just grabbing a water.
Yeah.
The 2-1 filed off and it evens the count at 2-2 with 2 away. Do we dare bring the hat back out? 2-2, 2 away.
I mean, it worked last time. Why not?
Oh, here it comes. The good luck hat.
I don't know. While it's hot, let's use it while it's hot, you know?
Lincoln's lucky hat shake here when the Harbor Hawks are up and the count is 2-2 with 2 away. It's supposed to bring good luck to the team, the 2-2. Hit on the ground, a chopper to short. Rivera picks it. The throw to first is not in time as Johnson beats it out an infield single, and Lincoln's lucky hat is on a 2 at batter. Is that an at bat for the hat?
Yeah, it is.
two in a row where it's been successful for Hyannis.
All righty. The hat is back, baby. Let's go.
That brings up Mason Greer with 2 away as Johnson extends the inning. He has good speed at first. Not sure if they'd put him in motion, though. At this point, his run doesn't really make or break the game.
Yeah, no, you want to be able to stay on the base path just in case we can get a little rally going and score some runs here.
Don't want to take the bat out of Mason Greer's hand. The first pitch to Greer is hit on the ground to second. Garcia flips onto second for the out. The inning is over. Harbor Hawks strand 1, the final inning, the 9th. Coming up in just a moment on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. The 9th inning here from McKeon Park on its way as Austin Wallace is back on the hill in relief for Hyannis. He's been impressive out of the bullpen, just allowed 2 runs across 4 complete innings of work as he'll have to deal with the leadoff man, Logan Britt.
If Wallace can get 1 out here in the 9th, he'll officially have the longest outing of any reliever for the Harbor Hawks.
The 1-0 is a called strike. The count is even at 1-1. No action in the Harbor Hawk bullpen down the left field line. Everybody still. Cooper McKeon, I think, is walking around a bit. but we shouldn't see him tonight. He pitched last night. That one is hit on the ground to third. Romano picks it up and fires again across the diamond. He's had a great game at third, and that's out number 1.
And he has Romano almost like an octopus, just picking everything out like he almost has 8 arms. Just another great put out for him. Yeah, he has. And he's really fit into at the third base spot. Like you said, he had a couple of appearances there in the regular college season, and he's been really effective there for the Harbor Hawks.
They've been having Luke Mann DH more recently, I think, because Mann had a busy day on Wednesday in Bourne, pitching and hitting. They want to keep that bat in the lineup, obviously. A little bit of a visit here, as they're going to talk with Johnny Castignazi before he takes his first cuts. I don't know if that's a visit just to buy the reliever in the Anglers bullpen some more time for the next half of the inning, or just to talk with Castignazi. They might see something from Wallace that he can do in this at bat.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of strategy you would be talking at this late in the game, up 4-1. You know.
See if it pays off. The first pitch is a fastball by Castignazi for strike 1.
A hefty pitch there on an upward angle. If he would have gotten solid contact on that one, it would have been a deep fly ball.
0-1 the count. 4-1 the score. That one is hit well to center field. Elliott is ranging back on it, nearing the warning track, makes the catch just about 5 feet in front of the warning track for out number 2.
Another well-hit ball in this game, and just adding to the scary number of fly balls that the Anglers have hit well into the outfield. Good job from Elliott being able to track that one down for that out number 2.
Austin Wallace has not allowed a base hit since the 5th, his first inning of work. He's allowed a couple walks in between, but in terms of base hits, he's just allowed the double. That one's hit to right field. Johnson moves to his right, makes the catch, a quick 9th. The Harbor Hawks' final at-bats are coming up as they look to make up a 3-run deficit. Don't change the channel. Good baseball coming up here for the bottom of the 9th. The bottom of the 9th. In just a moment here, as the new pitcher on the hill is Zachary Maxwell, a 6'7" right-hander from Georgia Tech. Maxwell on the season has pitched 5 2/3, allowed 5 runs, 4 of those earned with 4 walks but 13 punch-outs. So he has the strikeout pitch working, Lincoln, but you can score off of him a bit.
Yeah, the Harbor Hawks have been able to find bunch of runners have been able to find their way on base. A couple have found their way to second as well, that have yet to score a run off of Wingquest here tonight.
7, 8, 9 due up for Hyannis as they have 3 outs remaining, trying to make up 3. Pendleton, Hardigan, Romano due up. And I guess this is who you want up, I guess, to lead off the inning, Pendleton. I mean, he's not the fastest guy. He's not your typical leadoff hitter, but he's been on base twice tonight, a homer and a walk.
Yeah, here in the ninth is where you can't be picky with what you get. You got to try to be scrappy, trying to get those hits going for your team here in the ninth.
Pendleton will look to do that. The count 0-1 as he takes a fastball from Maxwell. Anglers looking to finish off a 3-game season sweep of the HarborHawks. They've taken the first 2 games, one at Chatham and then one here at McKeon Park. 1-1 the count. Maxwell winds up and fires. Big cut up by Pendleton, but he comes up empty on a fastball at 95 at the letters 1-2.
Yeah, Pendleton had his eye on that ball. He just couldn't. His bat just went underneath it. He was swinging for the fences there.
The 1-2. And a swing and a miss. 1 up, 1 down, and Maxwell strikes out Pendleton for out number 1.
Good pitch from Winquist and a couple of good relief outings on both sides. I've been very impressed with the relief that we've had tonight.
Hardigan will look to crack Maxwell with 1 away. The 6'7" right-hander has come out of the bullpen for the 9th and looking to eliminate Hyannis as Hardigan swings at the first pitch and hits it well to left center field. That's going to get down. Hardigan rounding first, heading to second, and he may be caught. He runs back to first and dives in safely. A big aggressive turn by Hardigan. And all in all, it's all right. It's a leadoff single, or a 1-out single rather. But for Hardigan, his first hit of the night. A big turn there by Hardigan, and I don't think they were expecting that as Martin had just kind of thrown it into the cutoff man.
Yeah, good job from Hardigan there. Being able to get back to first base, first of all, but he's found base twice now in this game.
Big lead at first for Hardy, and that brings up Ryan Romano, who takes a called strike, 0-1.
Now, Romano had a pretty deep fly in his last at-bat back in the 7th. Thought for a split second I thought that might have gone out, but sadly it was just close enough for Martin to come under and make the grab.
It jumped off the bat, but unfortunately hung up a little bit as he swings and fouls that fastball back, 0-2. It's a good hit by Hardigan.
Now, the good thing is if Romano can somehow get on base, that brings up the top of the lineup, the people that I think you really want at the plate, especially with 2 runners on.
Elliott's been swinging the bat well, so has Caden Rose. The 0-2 to Romano, and he can't connect with a breaking ball, and there's 2 away.
You know, even with 2 away, top of the lineup once again, chance to get some runners on base. Elliott, Rose, and Ball, the 3 people that you want if you were trying to find runners on base.
Hyannis down to their final out. It's Clark Elliott looking to extend the ball game for the HarborHawks. Elliott 1 for 4 with a single. He's put the ball in play in all 4 at-bats, and we'll see if he can do that here. Mitchell Hardigan at first. HarborHawks down 4-1. They've out-hit the Anglers 7-4, but the runs 4-1 in favor of Chatham.
Yeah, 2 of those hits for Chatham have been home runs.
The difference maker tonight. A 2-run homer for Romero, the catcher. A solo shot by Garrett Martin. And an RBI double. The 1-0, that misses. An RBI ground out that scored Garcia after a double, rather, for Chatham. 2-0 the count to Clark Elliott. He's ahead in the count here, Lincoln. Maybe he gets a fastball that he can do something with.
If he can get one on the inside, we've seen him do some nasty things with those.
The 2-0. And a big cut at a fastball, but he can't connect. 2-1.
Yeah, like we mentioned in last night's game, back in the first, he found an inside fastball and sent it out into right field. Might have found some chrysanthemums out there in right field, you know?
Lots of flowers out there behind the fence, some weeds. And
lots of brush.
that one's a fastball by Elliott, 2-2 the count. And the HarborHawks down to their final strike. 2-2 away. I'll let you go with the lucky hat here,
I'm kind of reluctant to do it, but you know.
It worked the last 2 times in this ball game.
It's on a little bit of a streak, so we'll see what happens.
2-2 away. Lincoln grabs his lucky hat, which is supposed to give Hyannis some good luck. The HarborHawks down to their final strike. The 2-2. Popped foul. We'll have to do it again.
All right, all right. I'm liking the vibe I'm getting from the hat for this at bat. Got a couple other things to shake here. Another hat, a couple of a pair of glasses up here in the press box. The scoreboard operator himself.
Maxwell looking to secure a save and a win for Chatham. The 2-2. Ground ball to second. Garcia picks it on the backhand. Throw to first is in time, and the Anglers pick up a win over Hyannis 4-1. The ball game is over.
Well, we improved against the Anglers in every game that we played against them this season. But sadly, that one run wasn't enough to get our first win against the Anglers this season.
The Harbor Hawks fall just short against Chatham. We will hit the road tomorrow night for a 6 p.m. matchup at Falmouth, where the second win of the year came against the Commodores. That'll do it for the broadcast team here at McKeon Park. For our Director of Broadcasting, Harrison Myers, our producer, Matt Noah, our sideline reporter, Taylor Farmer, and my broadcast partner, Lincoln Revill, I'm Austin DeCouta, saying so long. We will see you tomorrow, and have a great night.